Watch this.
War is no longer fought with standing armies. In the 21st century, the most devastating weapons are not missiles, but the very elements of the earth itself.
Terror.
By weaponizing nature, manufacturing floods, engineering firestorms, manipulating tectonic plates.
There is no weather disaster that is natural, especially what is happening in America and a whole many parts of the world. They want it to happen that way.
These private syndicates orchestrate absolute anarchy.
And these are Bill Gates Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, Ford Foundation, WHO, and the CIA. These are all involved.
In 2010, the Rockefeller Foundation published Scenario for the Future of Technology and International Development, wherein they outlined 4 different ways of achieving their goals, which they wrote, once crossed, these axes create a matrix of 4 very different futures. In 2020, they crossed the axis into the lockstep matrix. In 2022, at their 15th Convention on Biological Diversity, COP15, the UN increased the amount of land they plan to steal to 30% by 2030. Their 30 by 30 plan will require the displacement of millions.
Phase 1 is displacement. Through highly advanced atmospheric modification, micro-targeted ionospheric heating can stall weather systems, turning a standard seasonal rain into an apocalyptic deluge.
Cloud seeding is a type of weather modification. It will aim to change the amount of type of precipitation that falls from clouds by dispersing substances into the air that serve as cloud condensation or ice nuclei, which alter, here's a very interesting fact, it alters the microphysical processes within the cloud.
The most amazing thing is that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, and in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain.
13,100 micrograms per liter of aluminum in the rain in 2013. Normally, it should be 0.
It's raining! That's unbelievable!
They don't just create rain, they park a flood over a nation's vital economic hub until their infrastructure completely dissolves. The hidden benefit of these floods is economic asset stripping.
A lot of the crises you have in the world have been created, masterminded by those who benefit from them.
Southeast Asia serves as a crucial hub for essential minerals, holding vast reserves of copper and nickel. In Southeast Asia, manufactured deluges paralyze local oversight, forcing governments into predatory debt loops. As the state buckles, the syndicate steps in to seize massive, unmined deposits of copper and nickel.
The Philippines has a significant role in this transition process because it has a vast reserves of copper, which is very important in the electric vehicles.
Copper is a highly prized metal. As the world embraces electric vehicles, data centers for AI, and renewable energy systems, demand is on the rise. Each electric vehicle, for example, uses up to 4 times more copper than a conventional car, making it one of the most indispensable materials in a decarbonized economy. But globally, supply is struggling to keep up, making Tampakan one of the most closely watched undeveloped copper projects in the region.
To power the massive electricity grids feeding AI data centers and the ultra-conductive cables linking neural networks, the world requires more copper than humanity has ever mined. By flooding the nations that own it, the syndicate corners the market on AI expansion.
Where man is giving his brain over to machines.
Where water doesn't drown a nation's resolve, fire incinerates it. In the Amazon basin, engineered wildfires serve an entirely corporate agenda,
particularly in regions such as the Amazon, Pantanal, and the southeast of the country. Environment Minister Marina Silva commented on the record rise in fires. This is an unusual situation. In just 1 week, or practically in 2 days, several municipalities caught fire simultaneously, which doesn't fit into our years of experience in dealing with fires.
These are organizations and governments who are powerful enough to do this and have avoided detection. And because they avoid detection, they have so far avoided attribution and, of course, retribution.
And while we know for a fact that many of these fires are being started manually, including by illegal aliens, and while many people believe that directed energy weapons could be involved,
self-replicating smart nanorobots, and these don't require human agents to control them. So they use materials, existing materials in its environment to reignite massive explosions.
This newly released footage shows the Dragonfire laser-directed energy weapon system in action. It destroys targets with an intense beam of light and has pinpoint accuracy. It's able to hit something the size of a £1 coin from a kilometre away.
These strange fires are also seen in different parts of the world.
The Western Districts of Victoria, Australia, where they've got consistent fires in the same place, as from the 17th of December, going into the satellite, there's the view of the square signature in the centre. There it is, really clear. Keep your eye on the spot. There's a whole lot of chem cloud with frequencies. And poof, there's a fire. And away the fire goes and gets bigger and bigger.
The fires we have seen in recent years, including the fires in Texas, are very different from what we have seen in the past. They often selectively spare the trees while burning the infrastructure into a powdery ash footprint.
These lands have been reset and reclaimed to make way for their smart prison.
And the common theme with these cities is that they will be wrecked by natural disasters such as floods, wildfires, hurricanes, tornadoes, or any other event. And only then can they be built up again to be turned into open-air prisons. So they are being destroyed, these cities, to be built back better.
There is a clear motive. The United Nations have openly announced plans to clear the lands of people and move them into smart cities. Starting with Agenda 21, a map which shows designated off-limits to human areas lined up with the 2008 California fires. 9 years ago, planning was announced for smart cities to be built on Maui. But the most coveted property was owned by natives, whose families have lived there for generations prior to Hawaii being annexed by the U.S. In August of 2023, Maui was devastated by highly suspicious fires. Roads were blocked off to keep residents from escaping, and the U.S. government gave survivors a mere $700 per household. A conference in April of 2023 met in Viña del Mar, Chile, to provide the municipality with support in the transfer of knowledge about the theory and solutions of smart cities. A year later, Viña del Mar was ravaged by fires. It was blamed on climate change, and in 2022, Amarillo, Texas was reported to be the #1 area under the radar for the Texas housing market under the United Nations Vision 2045. On February 26th, the biggest fire of Texas broke out. 26th, the biggest fire of Texas broke out. Nation's plan to seize control of 90% of the land and limit people to 15-minute cities.
You have not seen the likes of what they want to do. And don't you think about the little smart city thing that some designers are putting up there? And, no. That's just the cover-up. This is Satan's evil plan.
For years, the weaponization of the Earth's crust was dismissed as fringe paranoia. 6 significant earthquakes occurred in a rapid 48-hour window struck Japan, Papua New Guinea, Venezuela, the United States, and the Philippines.
This is really cruel.
Before the Venezuela earthquake struck, multiple laser beams scanned the ground.
Overnight, urgent search and rescue in Venezuela.
2 massive seismic shocks struck north-central Venezuela within a mere 39 seconds of each other. paralyzing the country in the strongest seismic event it had seen in over a century. It is not normal, in fact, it is rare for major earthquakes to hit back-to-back, because the first earthquake sphere was heated up, causing a bizarre formation in the sky.
Now, what you're seeing on the screen right now is an actual image of what occurred over Venezuela before and during the earthquake.
By triggering a massive humanitarian crisis that left over 1,700 dead and thousands missing overnight. The precise hidden benefit of the Venezuelan tectonic strike is unparalleled resource dominance for the upcoming Silicon Age.
Silicon are used in the construction of semiconductors, processors, and memory chips, which are the backbone of AI hardware.
Venezuela sits on the largest proven oil reserves on Earth, over 300 billion barrels in the Orinoco oil belt, providing immediate energy sovereignty to whoever controls it. But the deeper heist lies in the Orinoco mining arc. Beneath the rubble of the earthquake sits the world's most concentrated reserve of coltan, the black gold of the digital age.
That's exactly needed to make AI chips, batteries, and data centers. Venezuela has the second largest rare earth deposits in the Americas. This isn't an oil game, it's a tech ownership play. You can't build AI without chips. You can't build chips without these minerals. Whoever controls the material controls the future of AI. The AI race just became a resource race.
Without Venezuelan coltan, the computing power required to evolve artificial intelligence grinds to a halt. By cracking the Earth's crust, the syndicate cracked open a monopoly on the mind of the future.
Digital embassies where host countries build data centers in their citizens' backyards for foreign nations to access is a concept championed by the WEF, the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, and other unelected globalist entities. So for them, digital embassies justify the resource-sucking, land-grabbing, energy-consuming, and water-depleting construction of thousands of AI data centers. That's horrible. Now, with these data centers, they are building a global digital gulag of total surveillance and control. This digital control grid is to extend beyond sovereign borders, further dividing the geopolitical powers between rich and powerful nations and poor and underdeveloped states. So what else will AI power do? What else will AI power be? Why robots, of course?
And oftentimes people are feeling like the infrastructure is what's holding things up. I personally think there's a new way to be thinking about this, where you have distributed energy resources, right? So what if instead of going onto the grid, right, and straining it, you're actually able to distribute the energy through batteries, through long duration energy storage and so forth. And then you can have situations where your car could be bidirectionally charging and bringing it back. An AI center could actually be a flexible place to bring energy back into the grid. So I think those kinds of things are extremely important.
This is now at the point where the Lord is going to react. Because to dispossess people like that gets into the ears of the Lord. Their cry.
And he spoke a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray, and not to faint. Luke 18 verse 1. We will not back down in our prayers. We will persist in making power available to counter their plans for climate terrorism.
Their agenda will fail. Will fail. As it is failing already. Wow. Think about the wickedness. They say they want to take over 90% of the lands occupied by nations. With dark, thin, lubricious minds. I tell you, only through prayer